Yes.
Hi everybody, welcome to the News Tower Beta live stream. So nice to have you here. We're Sparrow Night. Let me introduce those guys next to me. This is
Jan Maarten Nachtigaller. I a while back initiated the project and I do all the art and design and
I'm Robert. I'm one of the programmers on the game, and I'll play a little bit to show you the ins and outs of News Tower.
my name is Bart, also one of the developers and composer of music. Well, let me. Also, Twin Sales, our publisher, they're in the chat. They will be there to answer your questions, so feel free to ask anything. We'll be monitoring and giving answers. News Tower. Well, maybe you've heard of it. It's a tycoon in the 1930s in New York. The goal is to, become an influential publisher from building your tower, sending out reporters, making friends with the mafia, doing jobs for the mayor.
yeah.
We try to do the whole shebang.
Yep.
Tomorrow we'll be starting the closed beta, which you can still apply for. So if you haven't yet, please do, because you'll be helping us. There's no NDA, so you're just free to play whatever. You'll be helping us to collect some data, balance the game, iron out some bugs. There'll probably be a couple.
Yeah,
We had quite some people that already registered. I guess a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
So we're quite excited about that. We'll be giving out some keys as well today. If you want them, you can just type the music.
The music
Be a
is a
little
bit
lower.
loud, so if the
Yeah.
backend can help a bit. All right. Should be better now.
Yeah.
Tell us if it's still a bit too loud.
So write down !join if you want to join in. We'll reach out to you on Twitch DMs.
We'll do that at the end of the stream, and then you can definitely join the beta. Of course, everybody can still register on the Steam site.
Yes.
So tomorrow we'll start the beta, and now it's time for us.
Yeah.
Time to play.
Let's dive in. Robert's gonna play a bit of with an empty tower. We're not gonna spoil the tutorial for you. If you're gonna play the beta yourself, we advise you to do the tutorial first.
Heavily advise you.
We're gonna skip it for today to keep the surprise. And
Yeah. All right.
Something
Let's dive in. So I'm gonna start a new game without the introduction.
Yes. Okay, so we set the game in 1930s. Normally you get a bigger introduction of your background. Now you just have to enter your newspaper name, your company name. And why did we choose the 1930s? We chose it because it is a very rough time. Prohibition is still around, so a lot of mobsters rule the streets. And of course the Great Depression. And for newspapers it was really interesting because it was the height of their power. And that we found that a really nice vibe and setting to set this game in. And you start your tower in Brooklyn.
Maybe show them a bit. Of
Sure, definitely.
I made a background of New York. Tried to give a bit of the vibe. Of course, here you see the Empire State Building. It wasn't built yet. That's gonna change. But
maybe.
Just start, I guess.
Bill?
Yeah.
I guess we'll begin with everything a newspaper always needs. That's a way to research news.
Yeah.
That's the entry point for any newspaper company that aspires to be one of the greatest. So let's see.
Just build it.
Yeah. Oh, and note, he put the game in pause at this moment.
Yes.
You'll find out, running a newspaper business, it's a race against the clock. So you may need to hit that pause button, and we will do that throughout play. So if you don't see anything moving, it's because
That's
the game
the
is
reason.
in pause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look here. So here we have the production. This is where we find our first thing of interest, which is telegraphing station. So maybe you can tell something about...
just hire a guy and just keep it going a bit.
All right. I'll just throw somebody on
maybe
here.
hire a woman.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Let's see if Catherine is up to the tasks. She has the telegraphing, so let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every desk you build, can you go back to the pop-up there?
Yes.
So you see the skill icon. That's a globe with a magnifying glass. That's the employee you hire has to have that skill for them to work at that desk. So that's what you're looking for here.
Yeah. And now the Telegraph or the researchers automatically start searching for news. So you can see that by the light going off and on.
Yes.
And if we go to the globe menu, Robert, that might be interesting to show. You also see that same light in the right top corner, left top corner. And as you can see, you can have many more lights. So you can have down the line more reporters, researchers researching for news. And if you look at the meter, this is the starting week, you have 6 news items to search for this week. You can even specify if you want to, but let's go.
Let's move on from this.
Yeah.
Looks like Catherine has gotten us some news.
Yeah.
So let's see what happened here. So we've got a new item here on the globe. So shall I open this?
Yeah, dive in. Oof.
So this is very interesting.
You're gonna need something first. You know, we're missing the essentials.
We're missing someone to actually send away on these reports that we get from the globe. So let's try to get that first. So back in this menu, in the reporting tab, we can actually find the next desk that we want to use.
Yeah, just build 2 straight away.
Yes. I'll put 2 down.
Yeah.
And I'll just assign again. Who should I pick?
Yeah, as you can see here, all the reporters have also 3 skills, and those skills are the reporting skills in this case. And you want to have a good coverage, so maybe try and search 2 people who cover all the 6 categories that we have. We have crime, economy, politics, entertainment, society, and sports.
I already see 2 good contenders, which is Catherine here and Peter Wallach. I think these are all the 6 the 6 skills we have. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So this is pretty good coverage.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's go back to
now
the
we can
news
actually send them away.
Yes, just you gotta choose one. This sign, street sign, means that you need. It's a branching one. That you either chose to go for the economic story or the crime story. In this case, it's about recession on the loose. The first one is talking more about the numbers, the economics, and the other one is more what happens when recession, and in this case the crime rises. So let's.
So guys, what do you want to?
I'm in a crimey mood today. Yeah. It's more exciting.
Right. Well,
Just go for crime.
Then we go for crime.
Yes.
Yeah, put it in the crime.
There we go. So you can also see that we now chosen this path. So we can no longer do this story follow.
Yeah, and as you can see also the top story, here you see the, how do you call it, the headline of the news. And if you choose one of story, this advances and you get the sub line. And this way you can, bigger stories later on can develop.
Yeah.
And and a big part here we should notice is the tag, of course. You can show that, the story tag.
Yes.
In this case it's crime. Every story has at least one topic, and it can have multiple. You have the basic ones, like I said, economy, crime, but you also have unrest, or it could be about a triumph or a defeat, or stuff like that, gossip. And that's what you want to go for. So let's set up the rest of the chain.
Yes, definitely. So I send my reporter away, and let's actually see what happens here. So if I resume time, you can see that it takes about a day's work for her to get the news. So in the meantime, we can probably move on to the next.
We just set up the everything.
Yes.
We need.
So whenever a reporter comes back with a news item, it needs to be processed in your building, and that's what we're going to show you now. So under production, there are 2 more stages, which is the typesetting and assembly table. And you can basically see this like a factory belt. So it goes from one desk to the other, and then eventually it prints out like an item to print in your printer.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Down.
So I'll place both of them, I guess.
Yeah. Just do it straight away. Also, don't forget to provide lights. As you can see, they don't like darkness.
Yes.
We have a working day-night cycle.
We're very proud of it. Okay, let's see. Let's go for Charles. So, and as you already noted, some of these things that you place down might have some other requirements. which now conveniently disappeared because day came around. So it doesn't really matter now, but I'll just place some lamps here. Because otherwise they'll get angry at me for letting them work in the dark, which is not what you want.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're forgetting the final piece of the puzzle, I think.
I think so, yes.
Well, maybe, you know, it's quite full, so maybe add a new floor first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's build an extra
It's called
floor.
News Tower for a reason.
Yes.
Of course. So here you can add a floor. So it's only 1,000, so that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, one of the things
Cheaper than rent nowadays.
cost money is that every time the floor gets more expensive also. So that adds to the difficulty of the game. You start out pretty cheap, but it can get pretty hefty, which I will show later on.
Yes.
So that's build a printer.
Yes.
And the stairs.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
Yes. I'll start with the stairs first, actually. So to connect the floor, there are multiple ways, but let's just keep it simple for now.
Yeah.
Keep
it symmetrical.
Keep it symmetrical. And I can just drag
the
this.
OCD
I can
people.
just drag this entry stairs to create new stairs. So stairs are actually diagonal in the game. So it's a fun little thing.
Yeah, it becomes quite a puzzle later on. You'll see if you play. Managing the space you have is part of the challenge of the game.
Exactly.
Oh, for all the OCD people, you have to manage it quite well to get everything straight. And later on you get the elevator, which greatly helps with that also.
Yes. It's very quick.
So let's build the printer. Let's start with the input.
Yes.
The printer is like a modular setup. And the further in the game you advance, you get more page modules. We start now with just a simple printer with one page module. But you can get really cool structures going multiple floors. But this beta we have opted for 4 print pages. And as you will find out while playing the game, that can already be very stressful to fill.
Yep.
Yes.
So keep it simple.
Exactly.
That's my tip.
All right. So I have a neat little printer here now, like so, and we'll just start with one module for now.
Yeah.
And later on we'll have a much more exciting building to play around with. But for now we just have
if
one
you
page.
go to the left side, there you see the label. That's the item we're currently developing. That's maybe
this
also
one,
yeah.
good to
Maybe.
point out.
Yes.
Time to release the pause button again, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, it was still in pause.
Yeah.
I
It was
didn't
still in
even
pause.
notice.
Yeah, I'm trying to be.
Okay, yeah, we're
small
taking
of a time.
it easy, guys. Let me check the chat if there's any questions.
So in the meantime, I can just see if we have some
Hello,
more news.
everybody. Oh, there's quite some people who showed up, so that's cool.
Comment who's that? Yeah, shout out. Shout out to Quasi.
All right. Get some extra items so we have more things to print. Because if you go to the print menu, you can already look for now.
Yes.
You can
Don't
see.
be afraid. It looks a bit complicated, but it isn't.
Yeah, we will explain later on, but
Explain
just
later.
look at
Little bit.
the left side. You see the Sparrow Night. That's your newspaper, of course. You see which edition it is. This will be the first print, and you can put news items here. But only when they're ready.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
maybe show them what needs to happen before we can put it in the newspaper.
Yes. So you start with the reporting phase, which has just finished.
Yeah.
So that means that this guy is probably already here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you turn in this.
Yeah.
Yes. So
some
what happened
path.
is the reporter came back and it actually delivered the item to our next phase, which is the typesetting desk. So and we can see that we can follow the progress here, including an estimate of when it's complete. So if you really want to make sure your article's on time, you should keep an eye on this and maybe use that to see like okay.
Let's just
Maybe
also
explain,
keep it running.
because people don't know yet maybe. The newspaper you're playing here is a weekly newspaper. We've
Yeah.
opted for that because playing on a daily basis is just
Insane.
It's
Yes.
not manageable. So you have 1 week to print your newspaper, which you can see on the left top of the screen.
Yes.
Right now we're on Wednesday and you have to print on Sunday. So that's the race against the clock you're up against.
And also, maybe what's good to say is the game has 3 main pillars, which is news reporting, then processing it through your tower, and eventually printing.
Yes.
And that will be the sort of the core cycle that you go through every week, which will be more difficult every time. Lots of challenges coming in while you grow as a company. So let's get some extra news, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll explain this one later. It looks a little bit special. We're gonna postpone it a little bit,
Yeah,
and
let's
we'll show that
ignore it.
later. So let's just go with this one, which is entertainment.
A simple item also.
Yeah.
Very simple item, just one file, takes a day of time. Sure, let's go.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Just
put it on
just-
and pause, else
yeah.
it will
Oh, yeah.
take
Time
quite
bomb.
long.
Sure.
Just keep it running.
Can we
for
also
now.
do this one?
Yeah, sure, why not? As you can see, this is a bit more involved one. As you can see, eventually you can get 3 tags here, so that's lots of stats. But you have to have both the story files within, so both the stories, and that will take some time because you can only develop one after the other.
Yes.
It
And
kind of it represents like digging deeper into news.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
You have to find out some stuff there, and then after that you gather some new intelligence. And
All right, we also have a question. The question is, will you be able to print ads that make money? And you would definitely you
Yes.
can. This will be something that will be added later, of course, in the game. Yeah, it
No,
is already in the game, but I mean, it will not be there from the start. You will
Yeah.
need to develop your tower a bit.
yeah, but we'll show it.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
yes.
show it
Wow.
later on.
Yeah.
Also.
Yes. All right. So we have 3 news items. So if we go back to the printer, since we have only one page module, we only have for now one page to fill, which have 3 slots. So if all these items complete, my printer will be filled to capacity. So let's hope we get all these articles done on time. So you can just expand here and keep track of the times here, which still looks
Looks
pretty
like-
good.
We're okay. Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like we're okay still. 3 days. Well, it's manageable.
Yeah, that's definitely. You can, of course, not slow the time, but fast forward
Yeah.
the time if you want to. Now we want to explain it a bit, just keep it as simple as possible. But that will be something that you will play with sometimes.
Should we show some of the buffing, how you can improve the process? Or
I think it will be
yeah.
more interesting with the bigger tower.
With the bigger
right?
tower, I will
Then we
show
also have a
later
lot of
on.
items to
But
show.
what we can show, for example, is the dismissing of items. Are there
Oh
still
yes,
items
good
left?
one, good one.
Um,
Okay, so we already have our 3 items in the works, which I can actually expand on here. That's what this icon means.
Yeah, let's do that.
But
So-
my researcher is still looking for another item, which we actually no longer probably need, at least not for this tower. So if I just let this finish,
Yes.
and then we can show that you actually
There you have a
Yeah.
reporter
maybe
coming in.
want to get rid of some news items that you do not want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which might be actually also better to show that
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
in
but
the
what-
tower.
You only have limited time and you can't do everything. You want to do everything, of course, but that's just not possible. So you have to pick your battles, choose which news fits you the best, and there will be challenges I will show you later that definitely help you in the right direction. But you can dismiss items. Robert can show that here.
Yes.
It's just throwing the item
Yeah,
away.
just the bin.
Yes, but there's an important tip. I think you had a good tip for this. So maybe you can show.
Oh yeah, if you dismiss this item, the telegrapher that is searching news will be freed up. Because as soon as a news item is found, the researcher holds that item, he's a line of connection to that source. And if you want to free him up searching for new news items, then you need to dismiss items.
Yes, exactly.
And definitely later on in the game, this will be, you as a publisher need to make those decisions, which one you want to take, which you don't, else you won't be done in time.
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
see,
just,
how are we doing? Are we going to manage
Yeah.
till Sunday?
You can do the extra item on
Yeah.
that one.
I
Nah,
don't
then you
think
will
it
not
be-
make it.
no,
You won't
no.
make it then.
But it's okay. We do not have to go in depth in every story.
Yeah, you just do the item, throw in the reporter, and then you show that you also
But,
don't
yeah.
make it in time.
Sure,
And
yeah.
Yeah,
you
sure.
can delete
you
it
know.
later if
Yeah,
you
it's
want.
fine. Okay, so this
What's
next
going
step actually gives me more tags. So this is very beneficial for someone like me.
We have another question. Does the popularity of news categories change over time? Yeah, it
It kinda
kinda
does.
does,
Yeah.
because you will show later
Yeah,
you
we'll show-
get to a map and you have these districts that you can unlock and they ask for different kind of categories that I like. And
It's like convincing people to buy your newspaper, and they like
Yes,
to read about
exactly.
certain stuff, and if you print them, they will become a subscriber. But yeah, we'll show it.
And we also have this element that is not in this current beta, but that will, we call it breaking news, and that will affect, for example, there could be a very hot topic that week, and if you for example, have economy, that's an hot topic, then that will bring in more sales. So that's an extra element you want to use to get extra sales done. Because that's maybe also good to point out, if you go to the printer again,
Yep, maybe we can
and drag some items in.
see how you make your newspaper, because I think personally it's one of the coolest mechanics.
Definitely, yes.
Just drag the two ones in, and I will
Maybe,
tell a
yes.
bit about. Okay, just drag them in. As you can see here, the top story is always has extra exposure, so that will double in output. And stepwise, that means that those story tags, the crime one and the entertainment one, they represent also sales. So one bronze story is 1,000 sales, an extra one is an extra 1,000, as you can see here in the graph. And that, of course, is multiplied by the cost of your newspaper. Maybe not go in too deep for that, but you will find out. And what you can do, you can also combo really cool things, which I don't know we can show now. But
No, we
definitely
can't,
later
but
on.
we'll definitely show in the better tower.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to join for the beta, just write down !join on Twitch, and they will contact you in your DM.
Oh, it seems
oh,
like we've
time's
hit
up.
the time's up. So
Yeah, we've been talking too much.
yes, so this is the last chance to actually make a print before the next week starts. So
Yeah.
this is a moment where you really want to make sure you put everything in, but you also can no longer have like items being processed anymore. So you have to deal with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But we can take that one with us if you just remove that last.
yes,
Like we're just throwing away the extra
Yes,
research we
exactly.
did, but it allows us to still print the item. because it
Exactly.
should be ready then.
Someone pointed out we don't have lights in the printing room. We still need to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Another question is, in which year does the game stop? Currently, for the beta, you can play until 1933. The tutorial starts in 1929, right around the big economic crash, the stock crash. Of course, while in early access, we will expand. We try to go over the whole 1930s, so the beginning till the end, until the World War II starts to
yes.
break out.
For the closed beta is we try to focus on just 1 year of as much balanced content as we could. But also in the closed beta, like you said, you can play up until the end of 1933 at most.
So,
Yeah.
okay, let's print.
yeah.
Or what?
Throw away the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
If
let's
I
fill the page. you know.
so you can only use articles that are fully complete to put in your newspaper. But like we already said, every article is created from its components, which are these two story files where I put reporters on. So I can just, since this one is no longer being finished, I can just throw this one out.
Yeah.
I can you can see I lose my society tag this way, but I can also the other two. I mean
Yeah.
Yeah, it's both. It's a form of
yes.
editing. You're the publisher and you decide, okay, I really want this story in this newspaper, so I'll cut half that's not ready and put the stuff
Exactly.
in that's
So
already
this
done.
is like crunch. Like
Yeah.
you have to put like all of your efforts right into the newspaper at the last possible second. So let's do this.
Okay, let's throw it in. And I have one more question also. Do stories persist week to week? If we
Good
didn't
question.
print this item, then next week that item would be old news. You could still print it, but it would decay. And
Yeah, but
Yes.
you see here on the board in the center, on the top left, you see the red one, it's 0. Those are negative sales. So if something becomes old news, it will subtract some sales if you print it. It
Yeah.
might still be worded, however.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Let's
you
just
leave
later.
if you leave it longer than that, even the week after, then it will disappear because it is no longer interesting news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
You can only carry over in the articles only 1 week.
Yeah.
So if you,
You
don't
cannot
print articles,
hoard news
Yeah,
items.
we
can
have
only
no
use it the next
ancient
week.
news. No.
No.
All right.
All right.
Let's
I-
just print.
Let's do it.
All right. So it looks like everything is okay. So you can start the printer here, and you have to pull this big old lever to.
Yeah, we try
to start
to
the
make the
process.
menus and everything a bit skeuomorphism, so a bit like a sense of realness. So the bell rings, you need to pull a lever, and then you see the printer runner and news pops up. So
We
this
got
is our first.
4,000 newspapers, guys.
Yeah. So we did okay for the first one, and yeah, this is what you try to better. So this is a bit of the very early game. Yeah, we can. I will show you in a minute a bit more of the late game. But I don't know if there are any more questions right now that we maybe could answer. Feel free to ask anything. I see lots of compliments. Beautiful game. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We,
nice to hear.
We do
Definitely.
our best.
Yeah,
alright,
should we-
I see. Okay, yeah, well, I will. Yeah, this was of course a bit slow. When I played the game a lot. I'm quite fast, pretty good at the game, and it depends from week to week. Sometimes you're building new stuff, and you're a bit more on the building side, and not as much on putting stuff in your newspaper. So that I think that's quite balanced, and there's new challenges coming in.
Yeah, well, that's
Uh,
also one of the reasons we want to run this beta, right? We want to see you guys play and balance it out, you know, get everything right. You know, it should be about journalism, but it should also be, for me personally, that I have the most fun in just, you
The
know,
tower.
building
Yeah.
stuff. I really like that. So yeah, we're just very curious to see what you guys think, and
Yeah, and it was a pretty simple first week.
yeah.
So there isn't that much that went wrong here. I think we showed that you can late minute edit an item and then still get it going. That's really important stuff also later in the game.
Already quite advanced, right?
Yeah, yeah, and make sure you have enough researchers. So build some extra telegraphing tables. That is always a bottleneck for lots of games.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, I think what's also fun is that the newspaper will change every time. What you put in will actually show. Those are like how many items? We made around 1,000 news items. There's also a system with.
Yeah, there's some randomized news, but there's historically accurate news,
Yeah.
and there's kind of a
Yes.
system in place that has, like, it can generate infinite news. But it's like, you know, my grandma's cat jumped into the
Yeah.
tree kind of news, which you know, which is news. It's
Like
It needs
but-
to serve multiple. It can be humorous. It can be historically accurate, educational. So
Oh,
let's
let's
switch.
go to
Exactly.
a more advanced game. But not before, I want to say once again, if you want to get in on the action on the beta, type !join on Twitch, and we will reach out.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so for this next section of the
do
game, we will have our most experienced news tower player play the tower, so we can always
Put some extra
enjoy,
stress on me. Okay. So we just have to go through this. I can leave the recap. Let's quit this game. Back to
Can't
the
show
main.
that yet.
Yeah, no. No. Okay. So yes, are we ready?
You see that button when you play this game, the wishlist now button? Click it. You know?
Yeah.
That will really help us.
exactly.
Yeah, that would really help us out.
Yeah,
And,
you can also leave feedback for us on whichever thing. Like we have rate your experience, which will redirect you to a little form where you can fill in your experience.
Yeah.
Or you can just leave us some feedback on a Steam forum. You can just follow the buttons. Or you can also click on the Discord button to go to our Discord channel.
Yeah, before this we would, we still work on the game every day, but we'll be more on Discord, definitely during the beta, try to talk to you guys, find out what you find fun, maybe things that can be improved, so definitely feel free to give feedback, that's our main interest. And okay, let's play the more difficult tower, right?
Yeah.
Yes. There is one more question that we didn't consider. Gerdes says, can we publish international news?
Oof, good question.
It's a good question.
Not in this beta, but you will eventually.
Stick around for early access.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As you saw the globe, we only stayed on North America, but this will eventually change. Okay, so I'll put it on pause quickly. As you can see, this is quite a big tower. This is around 6 hours of gameplay that I already did. So as you can see, I have a printer with 3 printer pages. I have security, because that's something we didn't mention yet. We have mafia sometimes trashing your tower, lawsuits. There's all kind of risks that come with publishing a newspaper.
Yeah, not everybody likes what you print, maybe, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
It all depends
true.
on your choices.
And mafia can be quite rough, I can tell you that. So, okay. So let's show a bit of the tower. Of course, we have the bottom floor that are typesetting. They generate quite a lot of trash. This will generate a lot of discomfort, and that's something that I want to talk about a bit.
You want to show, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on this graph.
So what you see now here is like a comfort levels of the employee. So green is obviously good, yellow is medium, red is pretty bad. Nobody wants to work in a red environment, so you gotta aim for getting as green as possible.
Ooh, this
sometimes,
is a nasty.
So. And this
maybe
guy,
you can fix this.
the guy with the hat, the reporter,
Mm-hmm.
so he's sitting in quite an uncomfortable place between paper, debris.
Yeah, let's expand the toilet a bit, make it a bit better.
Maybe you can show first, like, what it does to him, right? Because
Okay,
why do we even care that he's sitting in paper?
Here, currently, he's a sloppy rider because he's very uncomfortable.
Yes.
His concentration is very low.
Yeah.
And that is,
We gotta admit, by the way, like, they become sloppy. We were sloppy as well sometimes in in our news, but never mind.
It's all handcrafted, so there might be some...
You see some spelling mistakes. They may be those reporters' fault. They may have been our fault. Bear with us.
Exactly.
Yeah, but as you can see, these are the needs and the how do you call them? It's hunger, comfort, toilet. So they need to go to the toilet. They need to go get food. This can be a bottleneck down here. So I always provide good toilet and drinks nearby, so can easily go there. But this is a place that wasn't perfect yet. So what we can do is, it's too smelly. Let's have a look. Okay, I can, for example, add a sink here that makes it better. Add a mirror so people can clean themselves.
They like to look at themselves.
I'm a bit of an OCD guy, so I want this tiny strip of wrong wall also to be tiles. He's going away. Look away. Yeah, sorry. I can still. They're not even sitting. That's behind the scenes. Will be
At least put the toilet seat up.
Yeah.
Right?
So, but there's still some discomfort here. So let's also put a ventilator here. And he did some nasty work there. As you can see, we have people with brooms, cleaners that can clean up all the paper that is dropped by reporters. But I can also, make it comfortable in other ways. For example, this, if they can see.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday, so I will need to print soon. But I set this up a bit, so I have quite a lot of items ready to go.
There's one question somebody asked in between.
Yeah?
How do we make the mafia go away, like for good?
For good. Don't do items that bring in mafia to your tower. There's also, and that I will show in a minute, a sort of NPC, a special boss that you can do work with, and that might also help out.
You can kind of befriend them.
Yeah.
But you know, the mobsters are going to be mobsters.
Yeah, you can definitely do things with that. What I can also show is a bit of the building. You can of course customize it a bit, make it a bit more nicer to live in. Yeah, I already have that one, but okay. And some hanging plants, there's paintings, there's all kind of stuff to make it more comfortable. It's in pause now,
it's
right?
Defying gravity.
Yeah, pause was on. Okay, so we are almost ready to print. I have this last item. Let's have a look what's wrong. Okay, this is gonna be done in time, but this 17 hours, that's gonna be tricky.
Maybe you can click the item, Let's see where it is.
Still in works here. Okay, what are you?
Yeah, by the way, people
Davis?
that have just tuned in, if you want in on the fun, on the beta, type !join on Twitch and we'll be reaching out to you.
Okay, this one is gonna be made by him. You can also do this by hand a bit if you're like, I want to make sure they do it in time. It might not be it might be perfectly timed. This is always the most fun. Yeah, this guy is a bit slow, but the time is not really much.
So but close that window.
No, that's cool. That's beta, right? Not everything might be perfect, but the cool thing is what feels really nice if you just in time have an item done and it will fit in your news then.
I don't think you're gonna make it.
Okay, sorry, we'll see. Okay, but as you can see, I have quite a lot of items ready here. It's not gonna be done.
Maybe you can ditch that.
I can do the same technique as you did, but I will
lose
lose a
gold
very valuable.
Or you could save it for next week.
Yeah,
That's
I
also
mean,
an
the
option.
gold
Let's
tag
do that.
is worth 5,000
Yeah,
sales.
yeah.
We only
Better
lose
option.
250, so just
As you can see,
Very
there's
good.
lots of little intricacies that can definitely make you a good or a terrible
Yes,
publisher.
and there are also other options to maybe sneak in some more articles if you're fast.
Economy.
But that's something
I don't
we'll
have
explain
lots
later.
of Economy, but
yeah. So what I think
this
what
is
you're trying to do,
sports item.
So what he's doing now is making combo points. So
This
people
boat
like
has-
to have a page that's kind of about the same things will get you extra sales. It's like having a sports cattern or a crime cattern.
Exactly.
So you want to look out for that. It's one of the concerns when designing your newspaper, but later on, as we'll show you, there are more, and it's very satisfying if you can really hit both the combos and other elements to maximize revenue, basically.
Yeah. It also auto pauses, by the way, if you're at the end of Sunday. There's a hard learning we had that
Yes.
all of those missed deadlines while
Yeah, you really
developing.
you really want some agency there.
So
to,
as you can see, I have automate here. Let's just fill the page. I won't be able to fill my whole.
try to get as much
thing.
combos as possible.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, yeah, you do the
Yeah.
crime one.
Yeah, but
on the next
crime.
page.
Yeah, I will do the crime on the
Yeah.
next page. So it's probably not that perfect this time, but it's also not bad because I'm gonna sell quite a lot. All right. I didn't have enough paper, but I get a little bit of fine
Yes.
for that.
So the way to mitigate that is to order resources on time, which is also something that you can do and should do.
Yeah.
Well, we'll show it
in the
later.
next round.
Yeah.
So
That's quite a hefty amount of newspapers
Got a
sold.
record.
might be set up by me, but
Yeah.
no, I got a record. Always be proud of that. So every time you make the biggest amount, you set records. This will also be something that will be required by certain parties later on, and it will show a bit of the newspaper. Next we'll show the earnings. As somebody mentioned, there will be ad revenue. I didn't show, by the way, this time. I should show after this.
Yes, there's also a question, by the way, related to ads.
Okay.
Quasi asks, will there be advertising in the papers?
Yeah. That I will show you in a minute.
Yes.
Okay, so you have the monthly expense, of course, the usual tycoon management stuff. I lose quite a hefty amount of money. I didn't have any loans this time, but sometimes you
It
gotta
looks like
do
you
that.
have a lot of employees.
Employees that level. I have quite a few gold ones already. Those are the most perfect ones.
We'll need to show in a minute what that actually means, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
definitely-
Okay,
Yeah.
here we have the New York area map. Maybe
Yeah.
you can explain a bit.
Yeah,
about that?
well, this is the map of New York as it were in 1930 something. Maybe you can you see all those little fellows with a newspaper. Yeah, they represent the districts of New York. It's kind of a place you can conquer, so to speak, to get your newspaper out there to get subscribers, and subscribers are of course
I can
a steady
show for
revenue source.
the Flatlands, for example, would like to read about defeat, about alarming and dirt. They're quite nasty
They're pretty,
people.
pretty devious people.
And statements, they like to be official. So it can be bad news, but it must be from an official channel. I could choose this one to then do for next week. It's sort of like a challenge, a quest that you can play, and that will get you subscribers that will always buy your newspaper.
Yeah, and next to that, like you get subs, but also you progress on this map, and maybe you can show one of these houses there. What do they represent? I'm talking about the shops first.
Yeah, let me show one. This is, for example, the police station. And since we're in the neighborhood around the mafia and we want to target that, maybe set up a bit of a crime-focused reporting table. And I have these items where I can buff them with. So I can buy them from influence points that
Maybe you can expand it first to show
what it does.
Oh, you're sorry, that's true. Yeah. What it does is it buffs fact checking and it buffs crime reporting, and this one also buffs even with 2. So that's the skill point. So this way you let's open it up. I just buy them and I will show them also when I'm in the tower. This is also part of the fun that while you unlock the map, you get these new items that make your reporters better, but there's also special tags. So for example, what I opened up earlier is with the courthouse, sorry, wrong picture, is like a lawyer and a security. Here you can open up the ability to make ads. There's an editor. There's all kinds of tech that can be found on the map.
Yeah. And what are those floating balloons?
Let's go there. These are NPCs that can be found on the map, and they want something from you. You can build a relationship with them. Let's open up this one. This, for example, is the mayor. I already did quite a lot of tasks, and they have a bit of flavor to them, and they all want to. They're fighting for power within the city. So what the mayor, for example, wants is he doesn't want to read anything about economy and politics this whole week, because that is not what his agenda wants. So he wants you to help, but he does want to read a lot about society this week. So every society that you print, you get 2 influence points.
Yeah, and those influence points you can spend in the hubs he just showed you. You can use them to buy stuff you can place in the tower.
Yeah, and this is something optional. You don't need to do it. For example, I could go with all the quests from the mafia, but I could also go, the mayor, but I can also do things for the mafia, and that gives other benefits, and that's connected to something that we talked about earlier, that this might also affect. For example, at first, if I fail this quest, I get mafia to my tower because
they will be angry.
They will be angry indeed.
So and this I do see something flashing there. What does that mean?
Which one? I'm sorry, I didn't see.
In this one, there's.
Oh that's the mobsters. So if I do this quest, I will, and I fail it, the mobsters will come to my tower. So maybe do not do these quests when you don't have any security yet. That's gonna be rough because they will wreck your tower.
Yeah. So there's another question incoming. Yeah. Can you get hired, paid by anyone to support them during a political campaign? Well,
so that's sort of
what this represents. But we have to. This is something that will definitely evolve during early access. This part of the game. So maybe.
Yeah, let's do that. So, this, by the way, says if you don't do the mayor things well, then he might sue you. That's what this means. So every NPC also comes with a bit of a hazard to it.
Yeah, but there's also ways to counter lawsuits.
Yeah. And there is a lot of storytelling to this that we still sometimes need to evolve a bit before early access, but in beta you can already see a bit of what we want. And the idea that the question you just talked about will be a bit in here. You have, he's, for example, has a lot of corruption at one point that is influencing his seat, right? He's maybe gonna lose his mayor, and he wants you to help and boost some things. Then print, for example, ads that normally make you money. You need to print ads for him, stuff like that.
So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna go with the mayor or the mafia?
I think mayor. But
mayor, you wanna do mayor?
I selected him now, but we can still go mafia.
I don't care. And let's pick also a district and go back to the tower.
So where do you want to
go? Maybe a not too hard one for the stream, so that I don't feel it.
It's your game, your choice.
Okay, let's go with Astoria. That's a nice area. Opening
question:
up.
How do you decline? Well, you just don't accept it. You just ignore it.
But maybe they mean like if you've already accepted it, you can just dismiss it at the bottom there.
Yeah, if you don't, you decline if you don't do the quest. And you can, and also if you do the quest and fail it, then you sort of decline in
Yes,
hindsight.
and it's also very important to note that these things you do on the map, they are optional. So if you feel like you cannot really do much this week, or you're still suffering from consequences from something else or something, or you know, okay, I want a chill week this time, you do not necessarily need to do and the district and an MC quest or either of them. You can also just choose not to do anything at all, which I do not recommend, but it's an option.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump in.
Yes, let's do it. So I will take this one, and I have 3 tags. Okay. So as you can see here, the guide menu opens straight away, and this shows the quest again, what you need to do. Let's call them quest. Maybe it's challenges. We don't know the exact name yet. Just quickly get some
Ordering
paper.
some resources. While I'll tell you guys again, for people that are new on Twitch, type in !join to join in on the beta fun. We'll reach out to you.
Oh, this is gonna cost me.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
This is bribe, but this guy doesn't really want to be bribed because
So that's very expensive.
This is not worth it.
This is not worth it, no.
Should have backed out there. This is a bad deal, but yeah, I have lots of money now in this setup game, so let's not worry too much.
So, question about the lawsuits. Will a lawsuit destroy you entirely, or will it simply take away a lot of resources? Also, is it possible to win a lawsuit against the mayor? You can definitely guard against lawsuits by hiring lawyers, and you can win them. If you lose them, it will cost you money.
Okay.
That's basically how it works now. So what do you?
Yeah.
You just
Painting sold for 85,000. Yeah.
You're just grinding some news now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at news that I want.
Can you show? What do the levels actually represent? Because we've been talking about the objects and you
that's
get
a
them.
good
But
thing,
why would you even care? You know?
Okay, so let's get back to the case here. What we just finished. You have the comfort, but one of the other things that you have is you can buff certain people, and that you do with objects that.
He's not a good reporter.
Okay, let's go for the buffs, and then as you can see here, you have all kinds of buff objects that you can apply that makes them better reporters because they have the tools to do so. For example, this crime board. I have lots of crime people here, so crime reporters. Let's put it.
That's
in
a juicy
good
buff.
spot. And let's put it high up.
Not right now, because of that board, they all get a level up in their crime skill, and which basically means they will be able to do better reporting on crime.
Yes.
Which translates right now to usually faster, but later on in EA we're going to expand on that, on the employees.
Yes,
with
so
traits.
there are also employees that are not reporters. They can have different effects based on their productivity. Like, for example, a cleaning guy. He will walk faster and he will clean things faster, as opposed to reporters just reporting faster, for example.
Oh, another question about the lawsuit. What happens if you win the lawsuit? Well, right now, winning is just basically dodging the bullet, so you don't have to pay anything. That's what it does.
Oh, what did you just do there on the globe? Maybe you want to
Yeah, I
explain
can.
that
So
to-
this is I have these buttons here where I can specify what I want, and since I want some crime items, I'm searching through them. But I want Triumph. I know, for example, that this can be found in sports. So also let's search for some sports items. I have one here. This is the gossip one. That's not the one I want. Ideally, I want one with sport and with Triumph, so that it's on one item, so that I have more room for other things. But on the other hand, that one is also quite nice because this is a small item. I don't want it this week. So
It's also not a
let's-
taggy one, so
That
Yeah.
Gertrude, can you go into
This one is a
Dennis
good
Brown is
one.
really-
Sorry?
Oh, I would pick Dennis Brown. Right, he's much better. We had a very high level.
Yeah, but on the economy.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
And the pro, that's different.
I never played.
well, a little tip for whoever watches: if you have two story file options, you can click either one of them to filter
this is really
the
good.
board.
Yeah.
Right now it was all unfiltered because there were multiple options.
I'm not getting the items that I want. I want sports and things.
So,
This
so
is really
this
good.
is where the dismiss button comes into handy, right?
Yes.
So because he has quite a few telegraphers now, 5. But if you want to go through your news fast, you
this
should.
is what I want. I want
Yeah.
sport and sorry, I'm interrupting your story. Keep going.
No, if you want to get to your news fast, then
Oh,
you
another
should
one.
sometimes just throw away, have kind of an insight in, well, this news is not really going to help me, I think. Which is also, kind of realistic because you're not sure what's going to happen, right? So sometimes you just make the call and hope for the best.
This is not an item.
You
that
still
I
need
want.
something else, right?
Yeah, I I have the sport one. I still have the one here, but this one let's set it to a priority
But
because
aren't
I
you
want
also
both in-
afraid the mafia will knock on your door?
Are you- yeah,
I
are you-
should. That's very true. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
the
I'm
mayor,
not doing well
sorry.
because I can't print economy and politics. Which does work with what I
you're
have.
safe. You're safe.
Yeah, so that's actually also a pro tip. Like, if you look between which district you want to play and what you're going to do for the mayor or the mafia, look at like overlaps because you can do interesting stuff there.
Yeah, but I like I said, I was talking a bit too much and wasn't thinking because I took lots of public politics and economy items.
Yeah.
But it's actually not a big problem because then we can show the mafia, right? That's also
Oh, yeah,
cool.
exactly.
Let's do that.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. As you can see, you can prioritize certain items. If you, for example, I really want this one. I definitely want to do the district challenge. So I need to have the gun. I have that. I need to have this one. So this is going to be priority for me. And priority means that these guys will always prioritize that item.
Can you maybe switch back to the regular game view for a minute?
Yeah,
And
sure.
maybe show them also, because we haven't really shown, can you show the elevation view? What's in the back of the building? Yeah, so there's a whole new world there.
Yeah.
It's,
Here
it's
you can
quite
see the
crowded,
stairs.
but yeah, they're walking the stairs. I guess they're quite fit, because they're ignoring the elevator over there. But,
The security guy went to the toilet. Nice. Always good. In case they come, he doesn't need to go to the toilet anymore. Okay, so just explain, we have the elevator here, so you can quickly go to the bigger floors. That's something, transportation is really important in the game. That's also why I built this at the bottom. Everybody needs to bring their stuff here, so keep that at the entrance if you can. But you can also, for example, see the elevator is very fast, so that's also very
Exactly.
yeah,
good way
she
to do it.
just dropped
Yeah.
some item, maybe, yeah. How are we doing on the news? How many items do we need actually?
We need
this week.
9, and we
Nine,
need one extra, but we
So-
will not make it this week because we are already.
Yeah, we're talking too much.
Yeah.
But it's usually 3 items per page, and we're at 3 pages now, so that makes for 9.
Yeah.
Maybe design a bit.
And
already?
I can also show the sales. No, this
Oh,
is
right.
the thing.
Oh, we should have done an ad, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, too much going on. Okay.
Ads.
Ads.
There you go.
They will not bring sales in the sense of that readers want to per se read them, but you get advertisers who will be interested in printing in your newspaper. So there's these random ads, and you start out with very simple text ads. And while in early access we will also develop the more graphical version, but then you need extra a whole extra department to accommodate that. But so
Yeah,
let's show the
let's
simple
do that.
versions. Silkston, why
Just to
not?
impress.
Sure.
A bit of the same system, but here you send a sales guy to that company, and he then hopefully brings back an ad that we can work with. That also needs to go through your tower the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's send. Who did I send? Anthony
Yeah.
Fitzgerald.
You're not gonna make it, right?
No, I won't be
It
able.
will be in next week. No ads.
Yeah.
Guess the
Unfortunately.
people like it, but
Well, there's still another question from Gertis. Will ads affect your viewership? Will you lose them?
yes.
Yeah, it will because and now it's indirectly because every spot that's taken by an ad you cannot put a
Mhm.
normal item, and also
trade-off.
it's a trade-off. So you definitely the more ads you place, the less sales you will make because you cannot put news items there.
But they by themselves give a huge boost of money, so
Yeah.
It might sometimes be worthwhile to sneak in an ad or two somewhere in your.
I was still thinking about the system we didn't implement it yet in this beta, is that ads also connect with, for example, an ad can be about economy stuff, then it likes to be around economy news items. That's not in the beta, but very likely in the version after. But feel free to discuss that on Discord, what you like to see.
Your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear lots of good ideas, and let's discuss about it on the forums. Okay.
Maybe put some articles in your newspaper.
Yeah,
right?
let's
I think
do
it's
that.
About time. It's almost Sunday.
Okay, this was the one that I left out
That's a
last
big one.
time. As you can
Oh,
see here,
yeah,
there was
old
also a question. This is now old news that's added to this item. This disappears, so if I leave it now, it will not be there next week. So I definitely need to print it. It's still with the gold items, so very good to put in here. But I will fill my mayor quest, because it will be news that he
Well,
didn't
maybe
wanna...
maybe you dodged a lawsuit. Who knows?
Yeah, very
Can
true.
always it can still go right.
Are
So
we working for the?
Why is this
For the
not-
mayor,
oh,
right?
This
Yeah.
is not gonna be done. Oh, maybe. No, it's not gonna be done. No. Okay.
No, it's gonna be.
What do I want to put in? Okay, this is a sport thing, so let's put this sport here. Lots of comboing.
Nice.
So it's always a little puzzle to get everything right in. I have this crime thing, this crime.
You have a third one?
I have so many items that I didn't finish. What is this?
Yeah, so another reason that you should use the pause, but we've been talking too much. Because you told me, like, when you were playing on your own, you managed to get everything done in time, right? It is possible.
Yeah, definitely. It might be a bit hard at the moment. That's also something that we want to find out.
But there are also things you can unlock on the area map that can maybe help you as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's
actually mechanics you can also unlock there, not just buff items.
Yeah, it definitely gets more tricky later on, but it's also once you get in this flow, that's what I have at least. Then you just focus on what you need to print every week, and you have the ads ready and everything. But now I'm showing things, talking, that makes it very tricky.
Okay, I have one more important question. Jumucello says or asks, do page 1 articles have to be diverse to improve sales, whereas later pages should be groups of similar articles?
Ooh, that is something we didn't think about, but that might be very interesting. It's stuff like that we definitely want to discuss, right? And,
interesting.
And we of course we don't want it can be already pretty tricky at first. This is an advanced game, but at the beginning you will be brought in way more easy, and it will be more relaxing. But we want to have this solid core that let's do one more week and get these things in and do the mafia cars or whatever.
Yeah, I want to get something in as well. If you want to join in on the beta fun, type !join on Twitch and we'll reach out.
It turns out that Bart is the best promoter of us, so that's good.
Also, maybe, I don't know if, I think I can say this right, like, you notice it's all text right now. It will be an update during early access. You can print photographs,
you will see photos, and
and
we have.
It's not in the beta, but it will be when we release in early access. Well, I think first or second update somewhere down the line.
I think it's
Let's not commit too hard to things because we have lots of things we still need to do. But we have ideas for weather reports, crossword puzzles. So we want to make the newspaper as interesting as possible.
It's going to be very
all these kind of things. So let's print this one, and I think that's a bit it of what we wanted to show.
Well, the ad we haven't placed it yet. We could finish it in next week.
Yeah.
Or just find out for yourself, play the beta, wishlist our game, and join us in fun.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil too much. Just play the games, guys. You have lots of things to play with. Feel free to shout out to the bugs or things because you might find them. But it's pretty stable, the best it's ever been, right?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine. We'll see.
Yeah, I know. I played it a lot. It's to me, it's a lot of fun to play. So definitely try it out, and hopefully you can print those ads and bring in the big bucks.
We got another question. Will
Okay.
there be rival newspapers? How will they affect us?
Very good question.
Yes. The answer is yes, but it's going to be also somewhere down the line in early access and probably in the second act of the game. So if you go play the beta tomorrow, you'll see if you play the introduction, there's a whole story behind it, which we won't spoil now. Building upon that, there will be rival newspaper.
Yeah, there's already lots of things in the backend wise that to set up those things, but we also want to find out like what do you guys think is the most fun part? We definitely think competition should be in there. That's gonna be in there, but which form, and there's still some questions there. But what you will also find when you play the tutorial is this backstory, family related, which will also impact that competition thing. So yeah. I guess.
Any more questions?
Not right now.
Everybody signed up for the beta?
Don't forget.
Still possible.
I look Beatrice and Mathieu. Did you oversee all the other question chats? All right, I think we're done. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I hope you liked what we showed.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll play the closed beta and will leave us some feedback. And also wishlist the game, of course.
Yeah.
And actually,
there's a lot
enjoy
of blood, sweat, and tears into it.
And, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you'll
thanks for
find it out.
watching and playing. And see you later.
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.